music about 11 o'clock Eastern Daylight Saving Time. Again, this is the 60th inauguration ceremony. We are under the wonderful guidance and assistance of the Joint Congressional Committee on Inaugural Ceremonies, known as JCIC. We await the 47th presidential-elect Donald J. Trump, the 50th presidential-elect J.D. Vance, again, this is the Senate side. We call this the carriage door.
Right, and as we watch the presidential motorcade arriving, we're going to be listening to Lee Greenwood sing in the rotunda. J.D. Vance and his wife Usha are walking in right now.
Well, listen. Lee Greenwood just finished his rendition of Proud to be American as he exits to the left.
Oh, that sounds like President-elect Trump.
Mm-hmm. President Biden? Yeah, you can hear President Biden's voice in the background. Yeah. President Biden sworn in 78 years of age. President Donald J. Trump shortly will be sworn in 78 years of age. God bless America. Mm-hmm. Catherine Lee Bates. Is it Falmouth or Falmouth, Massachusetts?
Oh, Falmouth.
Falmouth.
Yes.
Falmouth. Thank you.
I was wondering where you're going with that one. Oh, sounds like the Vice President's arriving.
I really would like to hear that rendition of God Bless America. The Space was traveling to Colorado to lecture, specifically Colorado Springs, where I was spending some time last October. And so moved that she penciled a poem and then transformed it into a song. Hope you're enjoying our time with us. Thank you so much for those of you who have been with us since 8:55 Eastern Time.
Yes, we're just waiting for everyone to arrive right now.
I'd like to know what type of piano that is. Tell you what, the next break I might just go down there and find out what type. I wonder if it's a Kindle. I played piano when I was 11 years of age, and obviously I chose another career.
Ladies and gentlemen,
okay. Here we go.
The President-elect's cabinet and cabinet-level designees.
President-elect Donald J. Trump's cabinet and designees approaching.
The president's cabinet is appointed by the president, but the Senate has a role in this. They confirm the appointments. It's showing the relationship between the legislative branch and the executive branch.
once they file in, Emily, this reminds us on tour. You're getting people assembled
Right.
between two statues.
It is
Face
sort of
me,
similar.
anticipating the diplomatic corps to be introduced very shortly. Nice to see that sky blue colored dress. Infantry blue, as we would say in some parts of the military. I just know someone with a cowboy hat on. Okay, I missed that person. You know, the members of the House of Representatives wore hats until about the 1830s, and the Senate took off their hats in the 1840s. That was a big deal. You used to wear your hat inside all the time in the 1830s. House said, okay, let's not do that, and the Senate continued until the 1840s. Thus, one of the many differences.
Yeah, the Senate and the House, they have their own rules for how they go about their proceedings, and those change with each new Congress. Or they can change. They don't have to, but they can.
Again, when the music's docile, that tells us what?
Someone's
Something's
coming.
Right.
We're waiting for that curtain to open.
The announcer is from the military district of Washington, and wonderful voice. Don't know the person's name.
Now they're coming through what we would call the west door of the Capitol building. So even though we're not on the west front, we are on the west side of the rotunda for the ceremonies. Today, that's where everyone's sitting who's part of the ceremony.
The next time the drapes are separated, parted, notice the flag that's there. That was placed there when President Ronald Wilson Reagan lay in state. And someone thought it was a good idea, and they left it. They left it there. That flag hasn't always been there.
It's one of those things that, oh, here we go.
Someone's called the room to attention.
Okay, we're just waiting to see who's coming in.
Well, Mark Zuckerberg and Jeff Bezos. No shortage of people in that room. That is. I think President Reagan, we had, I believe it was about 900 people approximately.
Yes. Yeah, but that was standing room only. So,
It won't be
yeah.
900. No. Not today.
Well, I was going to say, before we were called to attention,
Right.
was that one of the iconic pictures is of people coming into the rotundas. They want their picture in front of that American flag as they come on in and fill in the space and go on tour. You know, the Capitol building used to be the biggest building in Washington, D.C., and so it was always hosting events. And you can see in this photo or in this video how you could have a really large ceremony inside in the rotunda specifically.
96-foot diameter of the rotunda, 108 windows.
Oh, for 180. Well, it's 360 degrees. in a circle. So. Yeah. And one of the facts we always tell the kids is if you took the Statue of Liberty off her pedestal, you
Please don't do that.
please don't do that, but if you did,
You could.
you could fit her inside the Capitol Rotunda, and she'd still have almost 30 feet to spare. So, Tim Cook has just come in.
Few options when you come in. Go where you're assigned.
Yeah, please follow your tour guide.
Please follow your tour guide. Where have we heard that?
Yep.
Speaking of tours, are we touring tomorrow? We shall see. The Capitol is closed on holidays such as Thanksgiving, Christmas, New Year's. However, we would have been open today on this day in which Martin Luther King Jr.
Right. If it wasn't Inauguration Day,
Correct.
we would have been
In other
here.
words, we'll be open President's holiday,
Right.
the third Monday of February. We're open Memorial Day, 4th of July. Please check our website, visitthecapitol.gov, to see about operations for tomorrow. Listen to the sound of those rifles. That's It is approaching 11 o'clock a.m. Eastern Standard Time. I'm Ron Jackson. Emily Rillo is with us. We are happy to present on behalf of CHASIC the 60th inauguration. President-elect Donald J. Trump will be sworn in by Chief Justice John Roberts shortly. When I say shortly, in about another 45 minutes. And Associate Justice Brett Kavanaugh will swear in Vice President-elect J.D. Vance. Between that time, a lot to observe, including the announcement of the Supreme Court justices. We have the luncheon that we're going to feature in National Statuary Hall, the Old House Chamber, the signing room,
In the President's room.
President's rooms.
There's a lot.
There's more than that.
And we're going to be with you for it all.
Thanks. We've been 2 hours just like that.
Flew by.
2 hours. Have you ever given a tour 2 hours?
Yes.
My goodness.
Yes.
There's,
Have you, Ron? I think you have.
oh, so get me started. I might do it after this broadcast. I'm feeling motivated.
We're looking out. This is this is a view that we get to see a lot.
Yes.
On the right-hand side is the Library of Congress, biggest library in the world. And then on the other side, third branch of government, the Supreme Court. The Supreme Court used to be in the Capitol building all the way until 1935.
That's hard to believe. In just another, 11 years will be the 100th anniversary of the modern day Supreme Court. You're going to hear the name President William Howard Taft a lot. A lot. Case Gilbert, the architect,
Yeah.
you're going to hear that name a lot. Speaking of President Taft, I think you mentioned this earlier about weather with President Taft in 1909. 9.8 inches.
Yeah, they had a big blizzard, and so they had to move everything indoors. Yeah. But, the Supreme Court sharing space with the Senate for so long, it seems unbelievable today, but, now they have their own building.
Emily, we're having a moment here in which we're about to observe the departure. Ah, yes. Well, right. The setup for the departure is going on at the moment. So you see Marine One.
Right. Yep. So that is There was a question as to whether or not the weather would be good enough today for Marine One to take off, but it has been cleared, so we're happy that it's there.
Oh.
And it sounds like we're taking our seats in the rotunda. I heard.
It's that time, 11 o'clock, the ceremonies. That piano player, I hope that person, I'd like to know that person's name again. Acknowledgement. Beginning to see people, they were going around shaking hands, talking to people. The seriousness of the moment is.
Ladies and gentlemen, at this time, please be seated.
Yep.
Oh, this is a wonderful one. It's lovely.
Nice touch.
We're going to preview some of the things we're going to see in just a few minutes. And of course, they'll come up on your screen, but we're looking forward to having a call to order by Amy Klobuchar, who, like we said, is the head of JSIC, the Joint Committee. Also, invocation by Cardinal Dolan and Franklin Graham. I'm excited to hear a little opera. An opera singer from New York named Christopher Macchio. He is going to be singing later.
Tenor, yes. It was, speaking of opera singers, it was Jesse Norman.
Ladies and gentlemen, former Vice Presidents, the Honorable Dan Quayle, accompanied by Mrs. Marilyn Quayle, and the Honorable Michael Pence. Ladies and gentlemen, the 42nd President of the United States, the Honorable William J. Clinton, accompanied by the Honorable Hillary Rodham Clinton. Ladies and gentlemen, the 43rd President of the United States, the Honorable George W. Bush, accompanied by Mrs. Laura Bush. Ladies and gentlemen, the 44th President of the United States, the Honorable Barack H. Obama. Jr., and the Associate Justices of the Supreme Court of the United States.